Hello, guys. Franco from my IT and cybersecurity journey here. I know I've been pretty quiet this past year. Um, it hasn't been easy. I've been really busy with the current job at Resonant. And just real quick, if you guys don't follow me on LinkedIn, please follow me on LinkedIn because I am a bit more active on there. Because it's just easier for me to like make a post about what I'm currently doing or what I'm currently doing. It's just easier to kind of keep you guys updated. Because I kind of just have YouTube as like a place to track my journey. Um, I haven't really gone into more of the like other aspects of my journey. Like as you can see back there, I mean that's just like one part right there. I have a server there, and I mess around with it. Um, but anyways, so having it been a while, it must be some pretty big news for me to go ahead and you know be here talking to you guys. And I set to release this video later today, Friday, 3/22, March 22nd. So, reason for this video is, as many of you guys know, I go to WGU, have not graduated, and I accepted a new job. So, one of my biggest goals was to go ahead and try to get into the GovTech space because I've heard many good things about it. I've also heard bad things, and we'll get into those later. The, we'll compare the pros and cons, but essentially, reason why I've always wanted to get into GovTech because I think after being with the MSP for as long as I have, I kind of realized that this isn't really what I want to keep doing. Uh, like my main job role for the past year and a couple months has been like imaging computers, but that's just boring. It gets repetitive. It's not really fun after a while. Um, and I'm somebody who needs constant mental stimulation. I need to be like touching something new, like at least every week, man. I mean, probably almost every day. I love like learning new technologies. I love touching new shit. I really love just messing with stuff. I love breaking it. I love fixing it, even though it stresses me out sometimes that when I can't fix something, I can't get to the root cause. But I just love solving it. I love solving. I love that. I love when something's not working, and somebody comes to me, "Hey, this isn't working. What can you do?" And I get that shit fixed. Like that feels good, you know. Um, I mean, as my career progresses, one of my goals is, just always keep challenging myself and to keep solving harder and bigger problems, right? Uh, because at the end of the day, that's what we are. We're all problem solvers on this planet. We all solve problems, right? That's what a job is. You're just solving problems and getting paid for it. You're providing a service and you're solving a problem by offering a solution and you get paid. That's all it is. Um, so I accepted a new job offer and I'm not going to say, I don't think I'm going to say yet. If you follow me on LinkedIn, you'll find out, but I don't think I'll say it here. But it's not with the federal government because I don't plan on ever working directly under the federal government because their pay is crap from what I've heard. Unless you come in with a high salary already, then it's worth it. Um, so let's get into the pros, right? I've followed someone by the name of Symoné, Bees, on Instagram, and I'll put a link down to her Instagram down below. And she was the one that kind of inspired me because she did overseas government contracting at like 23, 25, and she was making like $200,000 a year plus, living in Taiwan. They were paying for her to live in Taiwan, and then she was getting paid the 200,000, right? And so, because a big part of it is the money, um, but also because she touched a lot of cool crap, right? She was like a radar systems engineer working with Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and she like did I think she did embedded systems. I know she did. She has a computer science degree, and she did some kind of job where she used C++. plus plus. She worked for Raytheon for I think it was 10 years, 7 years, 8 years, something like that. You can look her up on LinkedIn too. But she was my whole inspiration for this route because I want to be able to touch cool, innovative technologies, and I want to be able to get paid good as well. And she was the one that inspired that. So the job I've accepted, it's kind of weird because I've never heard of the job title, and a lot of the job descriptions make it seem like a database administrator, but it seems like it's kind of the job role I'm in right now. I'm going to be spread out across multiple areas, right? So I'm going to be doing a little bit of everything, kind of like how I do now. And the main reason I took it was because in the job description and during the interviews, they said that I will be working on Red Hat systems. So I said, hell yes, because just getting a Linux, so it's a Linux job, right? I guess the general overview of the job when the recruiter reached out to me was Linux support specialist. Internally, the hiring manager told me it's known as an IT admin 1. Um, so they have like different names for the job role, which is kind of weird, but they're a big company, so it's not a red flag to me. Um, I have a pretty good idea of what I'm getting into. I asked a lot of questions. If you feel something's off, just make sure you ask a lot of questions. I asked a lot of questions, and I did a background check. It took like over a week, and now we're here, right? And I started on April 8th. So you know, take this as you will. I hope this inspires some of you. Like I have not gotten a degree. I'm still working on it. I'm actually taking a break. I was gonna do my CCNA and I was studying for it. I can show you. I was on I was a little bit over halfway on the CCNA course by Jeremy's IT Lab on Udemy, and I was like, oh okay. I was gonna schedule the exam for today, but as soon as I heard about the new job and I got the opportunity, I stopped studying for the CCNA because my focus now is to get the Red Hat Certified System Administrator 1 and 2, and then the Red Hat Certified Engineer, because I really want to go deep dive into Linux because I love Linux. I love messing with Linux. The machines right here are running Proxmox, and I have like all this shit. I hope to show you guys someday. When I get it all tuned out, I'll show you guys someday. Um, but that's a big part of why I'm getting the job, man. That back there. I mean, you need to lab. You need to lab. You need to show it on LinkedIn. If you go to my LinkedIn, you'll see I make posts about what I'm labbing. If you go to my GitHub, you'll see I show you guys. I haven't finished the documentation, but I show you guys how to set up a Bitwarden server and self-host it using Vault Warden. So a big part of it was labbing, and one thing for sure I can tell y'all when I was going through the interviews, what caught the recruiter's attention was my labs and the Linux certification I got that you guys saw a couple videos back. The LPI Essentials, LE Essentials, the Linux Institute Essentials 1. If you guys remember, I took that back in December and passed it. He mentioned that as that being, the hiring manager mentioned that as that being one of the main reasons, especially because I had just taken it. He saw concern with my career being so young, but the job description said 0 to 3 years. So they kind of, he asked me some questions about my current job, and I sold myself. I'm really good at selling myself to people. I feel like if I was a salesman, I'd be a pretty damn good salesman, but I just love technology too much. And I was able to sell myself to him and the other person that interviewed me, and they loved me. They didn't even know me, and they love me. So you gotta be able to sell yourself too. You gotta be confident in your skills, and you gotta be able to sell that. You just gotta sell it, man. Certifications are just a way to get you in front of the interviewer. And once you're in front, what matters is just talking about your experience and being able to sell yourself. And I did a really good damn job of selling myself, but it's because I've worked hard. I mean, you guys know I come from work sometimes and I upload a video about, oh my god, I just passed this exam at WGU, the certification. So really, my hard work from the last year and 3 months really has paid off. Um, and now we're here. So now let's get into the pros and cons of GovTech, right? So as I mentioned earlier, pay is good when you get cleared, when you become a cleared professional. For those of you that don't know what a cleared professional is someone with a clearance. So when you're touching sensitive government information, you have to pass a clearance process that could take up to a year depending on your background. Um, and it's just a way of the government making sure you're not gonna spill the beans uh, in regards to any of the information you're touching. As your career progresses, I mean, there's various clearance levels. I'm not going to go into depth on it. Um, but another way you need to qualify to even be able to get a clearance is if you go on the internet and you look up IAT Level 2. The government has certain requirements for technology professionals on what certifications they need to have in their portfolio to be able to even qualify for a specific clearance level. So to be able to get a secret clearance, which is the most basic, it's not the most basic, but it's the standard, right? It's like the entry. There's some below it, but the main one is the secret clearance where you start off at, where most people start off at. To be able to get that, what do you need? Well, that right there, Security Plus. If you go online and you look up IAT Level 2, you need a Security Plus to be able to hold a security clearance. Along with the Security Plus, you do need another type of cert in that same category. And there's a couple. If you go look, you'll see what I'm talking about. Um, so yeah, I'm not getting sponsored for clearance yet. The reason I took this job was because it opens up the opportunity for me to be able to, in the future, at this same company, move up to a cleared position. Because I was looking on their website. This is one of the most important things you have to do as well when you're are applying somewhere or a recruiter reaches out to you. The company you want, if you want to move on with this company, you have to look at their jobs, and you can job hop internally, and that'll help you move up and make more money quicker. But it'll also open you up to opportunities, right? So you start at an entry level position at a company, but you do research on what future positions they have, right? What more senior positions they have, and if you see something you like, you start at that job for a little bit. You get friendly with the manager and the people at the company, and they will hook you up for that future job if you want it, as long as you work hard. So, pros, pays good, um, and it can be a very rewarding career. I think cons that I've heard people say that the politics, working for the government is a lot. Um, there's a lot of bureaucracy. You gotta ask permission to do a lot of different things, and um, I've heard this sometimes that you gotta pass some hard certifications, but I mean that's just how it is. I mean, you're working for the government; they expect a lot from the tech professionals, not in terms of workload, but just in terms of being able to pass a cert. It's more valuable to the government that you pass a cert than public companies, 100%. Um, so yeah, and you can work with government contractor companies. There's a whole. I mean, you guys just need to do your own research. This is again, if you go to Symoné's page, which I will link down below, she talks about it way better than I do because she's been in the space for over 15 years, I believe. So yeah, that's all. That's where I've been, guys. If you guys have any questions for me, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm gonna get working on some of these certs, and I hope to come back now that I'm making a little bit more money and uh, either go back to WGU or do a couple certs and then go back to WGU. But I want to go back to making some more videos because I feel like I look at the comments every now and then on my WGU videos and I see a lot of you guys commenting, that my videos were helpful to help you pass the class or get you on the right path, and I'm happy. I'm happy I'm helping people. But that's all, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.